What's up, everybody? Welcome to Awesome Tech You Can't Buy Yet, a show where I bring you the 5 best crowdfunding projects that have hit the internet this week. First up this week, we have the A1 from a company called Anti-Ordinary. And contrary to what that might sound like, this is not a knockoff steak sauce brand. What it is a soft-bodied helmet that is designed to look and feel like a beanie, but it actually performs like a hard-shell helmet. So how the hell do they pull that off? The secret sauce is a thing called non-Newtonian materials. So these are things that are soft when they're just normally sitting there, but upon impact, they actually harden and seize up. So this beanie feels soft on your head, but when you smack your dome into a tree, it actually hardens up and protects your melon from a concussion. That might be a little bit hard to believe, but apparently, according to the creators, this helmet has actually not just passed, but surpassed all of the helmet standards in the US and the European Union. So if you want to get your hands on this thing, you're gonna have to dish out about $125, and they expect to ship in October 2019, which is just in time for ski season. Next up, we have the Hexbot Tail, which they are calling an AI auto director camera. The way this thing works is it's essentially just a little camera that sits on a base that rotates, and it's also equipped with really powerful auto tracking software. Basically, instead of having to enlist the help of a human cameraman to follow you around, this thing takes all of the work and puts it in the hands of a robot so that you can be a one-man camera crew. I actually got a chance to see this thing in person at CES in Las Vegas last week, and I'm here to tell you it is super impressive. The auto tracking software is insanely sophisticated. It's some of the best I've ever seen. And on top of that, it's also just a pretty good camera. It shoots in 4K at 60 frames per second, and the video looks great. If you want to get your hands on this thing, you're gonna have to dish out about $490. That's the downside. It's a bit expensive, but it is completely made. They don't have to finish any more production or tooling. It's ready to go, and they expect to ship in April of 2019. Next up, we have the Accessport Air, which is a little device that turns your wired headphones into Bluetooth headphones. There's really not too much more to say about it. It's pretty much just a little box that you plug your headphones into, and it allows you to stream audio from your phone to your headphones and bypass the 35mm headphone jack, which a lot of modern phones don't have anymore. Truth be told, you could get around that issue by just buying a pair of regular Bluetooth headphones, but the Accessport Air is a little bit cheaper. You can get one on Kickstarter right now for about $24 to $29 depending on your pledge level, and they expect to ship in May of this year. Next up, we have the CanBuddy Plus, which they are calling a wireless internet gateway for your camera. It's essentially just a little thing that you can plug into the hot shoe of your camera, and it will give it the ability to connect directly to the internet. This is good for 2 things. First of all, it allows you to back up all of the photos you take. So if something happens to you when you're shooting, your photos are saved on the cloud automatically, and you don't have to recover an SD card to get your pictures. On top of that, it also just saves you the trouble of having to manually transfer photos from your camera to your computer. You can actually program this thing so that as soon as you click that shutter button, that photo that you took automatically gets beamed to the cloud to Dropbox or Google Photos. It comes in 2 versions. There's one that's Wi-Fi only, and then there's one that also has 4G LTE connectivity. The Wi-Fi only one is $190, and the other one goes for about $230. But in either case, they expect to ship this in May of this year. Last but not least, we have the Hexbot, which is pretty much just a multi-purpose robot arm that you can do really whatever you want with. It can draw pictures for you, it can pick and place objects, it can sort stuff, it can even 3D print. So this isn't the first robot arm that we've seen that can do stuff like this. There are actually a ton of them already on the market, but what makes this one special is the fact that it has a bunch of swappable modules that make it really easy for you to switch the robot between different functions. So if you want to 3D print something, just pop in the 3D printing module. If you want it to draw a picture for you, just put the pen module on there. And of course, they have made it super easy to program, so you can get it to do pretty much whatever you want, all through a really easy smartphone app. The base model of the Hexbot is going for about $349 on Kickstarter right now. Additional modules are gonna cost you a little bit more, so your pledge level can go up depending on how complex you want it to be. But in any case, they're expecting to ship this in October of this year. That does it for this week, but be sure to tune in again next week, and I will bring you 5 more awesome crowdfunding projects that you probably wouldn't have seen otherwise. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you liked this video, definitely hit that subscribe button so you can see the stuff that we put out next week. Also, if you want to check out some of our older stuff, it should be over here somewhere. If you want to see some of our newer stuff, though, I highly encourage you to check out digitaltrends.com or go over to Instagram TV.